Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Hopefully everyone is having a great day. In today's video we're going to discuss these coins that you see right here, and we'll touch upon the topic of which Canadian quarters and dimes have silver in them. Now we don't really need to go into the nickels. The nickels did have some silver in them, but you have to go all the way back until 1921. So if you've got one like this, it is just nickel. If you've got a dollar coin, one of the more modern ones like this, unfortunately no silver in it. You probably already know that. And the toonie coin, the $2 coin, no silver in these ones as well. They started making these much later after they took the silver out of the coins. So that leaves us with these ones right here. So up at the top we have a 1968, a 1951, a 1968, a 1968, and 1969. And as far as the dimes, we have a 1968, and we have a 1948. If you've been experienced with coin collecting, you might be able to tell which ones have silver in them already. The date necessarily isn't a giveaway. If it's dated 1968, it could go either way. So this one right here, that looks like silver, that looks like silver. We could get some silver down here as well. To help us determine, to help us make a great choice, is this trusty little scale right here, and this will really differentiate which ones have silver in them in case your eye isn't as good at detecting the different metal contents. So as far as the dimes go, the 10-cent coins, they had 92.5% silver in them from 1958 until 1919, then 80% silver from 1920 to 1967, and then just 50% silver from 1967 until 1968. The real problem, though, the reason why you have to have a scale is because some dimes and some quarters dated 1968, some have silver in them, some do not. Now, as far as the quarters go, it's very similar. They have the 92.5% silver coins, which were dated 1870 to 1919, then 80% silver quarters from 1920 to 1967, then 1967 till 1968, we had some 50% silver quarters. So let's break out the scale. We'll get into the weights as soon as we start throwing them on the scale. So the silver quarters, those should weigh, if they are 80% silver, those will weigh the same actually as far as the 50% silver ones. They should weigh about 5.83 grams. Now you might be wondering, why is that, or how is that possible if one has more silver in it than the other? And that's because they actually manipulated the thickness of the coin. So the 1968 coin, that one is going to have a little bit thicker than the earlier coins. So we've got a 1951. We can tell that this one is quite clearly silver, so let's throw it on the scale, make sure my scale is somewhat accurate. All right, so we've got a reading of 5.77. It should be weighing 5.83, so that is pretty close. We can tell that the 1951 definitely has that 50% silver to it. That 1951 will have the 80% silver in it. The 1968, which is this one right here, this should also weigh in at 5.83. Or if it's the nickel one, that's going to weigh in at 5.05. So here's a 1968. Take your guesses. We've got silver. So 5.84. Very nice. Now these ones right here, this one is also dated 1968. Any guesses based on the coloring of this one? 5.03. So we found our first nickel one. So the nickel one should weigh 5.05. This one comes in at 5.03. So we'll set that one aside. This one is dated 1968 as well. And we've got another nickel. And this one is dated 1969. So I was going to use this as originally the control, but kind of skipped over that one. So we'll just verify that this in fact is not a transition metal error. And this one is dated 5.15, so definitely a nickel coin. So we saw some cool, we'll just put them on the scale real quickly right here. So these ones right here came out to be nickel. These ones right here came out to be silver. So if you guessed those properly, then you've probably seen a lot of coins in your day. So congratulations on that. Now let's get into the dimes. So the dimes had a very similar period that the quarters did a little bit earlier that we talked about. So 1968 could be a transition year. If it's nickel, it's going to weigh 2.07. If it's 50% silver, it will weigh 2.33. And if it's 80% silver, it's going to weigh 2.33 as well. So this one right here, chances are, if you had to guess the metal content on this, hopefully you could get it right. So this one is dated 1943. I might have said 48 earlier. So this one should weigh 2.33. And we come in at 2.27, so not bad. And now this one, this is where it gets tricky. This one is dated 1968. So any guesses on the metal content of this one? So we come in at 2.11. So the nickel coin should weigh 2.07. So this one is definitely made out of nickel. So I'll quickly summarize what we talked about today as far as the dates. If you've got a coin that's dated 1968, a nickel or a dime that's dated 1968, it could go either way. It could be 50% silver, or it could just be copper nickel. If you've got one that's dated prior to 1968, then it will have silver in it. It will either have that 80% silver, or it will have 50% silver. So 1967 and earlier, you hit the jackpot as far as quarters and dimes go. The nickels and dollars and $2 coins that you're used to seeing in modern currency, those will not have any silver in them. All right, everyone, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you found this fun. Enjoy, and best of luck coin collecting out there, everyone. Take care.